Welcome to the Box Score Sports Podcast.
Let's move on to the next game. We're going to talk about the Detroit Lions beating the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. Sorry, Eric. What another good game. The Lions kind of put it away a little bit when they scored 2 touchdowns in a row. It's kind of what they needed to do. The Bucs did have an opportunity to bring it back, and Baker Mayfield ended up throwing an interception to end the game, which for the most part, Baker just had a really good game, I thought, overall. Jared Goff had a good game. Gibbs ran for almost 9 yards a carry. St. Brown showed up in a huge way. Mike Evans, almost 150 yards on the ground. Thoughts on the game? I mean, I'm sorry, in the air. Receptions, 150 yards in the air. Thoughts on the game, Isaac?
It was a great game.
Yeah.
Happy the Lions won. I'm glad they're in the NFC Championship game now. They just got to finish it out in San Francisco. It's going to be a tough game, but I believe this squad can do it. I love what Dan Campbell's done with this team. I feel like these players are bought in. You can tell in the locker rooms after the game. You can tell like how here. You could tell how much the players love it and how much it means to them. Like I haven't seen a team hungrier than the Lions.
Yeah.
In these playoffs, I feel like the Lions are the most hungriest. You saw. I mean, I know we'll probably talk about the 49ers game, but based on how the Niners played the Packers and the Lions looked the most hungriest in the NFC.
Yeah.
Tampa Bay didn't look hungry to me. Obviously, Dallas was a joke. Philly was a joke. And San Francisco, I mean, I was very disappointed in them. So I think the Lions could go down there and do it.
Well, don't get my hopes up. But yeah.
The way they've been playing pretty good.
Yeah. No, I know. So when it comes to the Bucs, where I think they kind of screwed up in the game is I don't understand how in a close game when you're running 6 yards a carry with your running back, White he averaged
Rashad
6 yards a
White,
carry.
He played good.
Yeah, he only had 9 carries though. How do you only carry the ball 9 times? By the way, 13 total carries. It was a close game throughout the entire. Most of the game was close, right? That's what I'm trying to say. So how don't you run the ball more? How don't you run the ball more than 13 times? That's what I don't understand. So that's number one as far as a confusing thing, I think. And the other thing was the blitz. Yeah, well, that we'll get to in a second. But the other area I would say that was a big factor throughout the game was the free blitzers that they could not for some reason stop for the Lions and how Baker Mayfield was under pressure a lot of the game. And I think that led to that interception because a free blitzer came and obviously Baker panicked and threw that ball where it shouldn't be. So those were the two things that I think really hurt the Bucs throughout the game.
Yeah, the Baker Mayfield, through those 2 picks, that's you got to win the turnover battle. You know, the Bucs didn't do that. The Lions played great defense. And Hutchinson, man.
Yep. He's been good. He's
nice.
been good for them.
Yeah, he's nice, man. And he put a lot of pressure, and he got to Baker Mayfield. Did he get like 2 sacks that game?
2 or 1.5. They have him here.
I thought he had like 2 sacks, but
no, just 1 actually.
But he
had just 1. Yeah. But I mean, he got to Baker a couple times. Like he forced him to get rid of ball.
Yeah. So
and that's almost more important than sacks because you can get 1 sack in a game, but not pressure the quarterback at all. Versus like getting 4 to 5 pressures a game and not getting to the quarterback. I just think that's more important. So, one of the interceptions, to be fair to Baker, I think was off of Mike Evans' hands. It should have been caught. It was Evans or Godwin, someone over the middle.
Should have been Mike. Caught. Yeah, it was Mike.
Yeah. And C.J. Gardner-Johnson was the one that picked it off, which annoyed my younger brother, who's a Bucs fan, because that was the one that was calling out Baker Mayfield all week. And I was like, of course, Eric.
Yeah, you saw he gave him the ball after he just handed it to him.
Yeah.
Then he went like on Instagram Live and he was He was like talking trash about Baker and stuff. I don't know what he has against them. Do they have like beef or something that we don't know about?
Yeah, I think it stems back from Baker. Well, let me think. Baker was a Panther and Johnson was a Saint at the time, so there must be some stuff back then.
That makes sense. Okay, gotcha.
Yeah. But now they're both on different teams and there's still beef. So I don't know. Yeah. So anyway,
everybody's saying to get, but because this is Baker's headed into free agency, right? So
technically, yeah. Mm-hmm.
You think they should keep him? Resign him? He had a good year. You know?
Yeah, I think. Yeah, that's what I was going to ask. Where do Bucs go from here? But before we talk about that, can we just talk about that 2-point attempt first?
Oh yeah. That was terrible.
Let's talk about that. Yeah,
that was garbage.
First of all, anybody that says it's a pass interference call, it was not, because Mike Evans, Mike should have done
backwards. He should have he should have committed to the ball instead of going backwards. Yeah.
Right. So it was not pass interference. Number two, they should have never went for 2-point conversion anyway. Like, that is the most stupidest strategy in the NFL that I've ever seen in my life, and I've only seen it work one time, and that was in Miami. Of course, it worked against the Dolphins. But Clint and me had a debate about this. He kind of likes it, but I'm like, dude, it just doesn't make sense because it doesn't factor in a lot of different like factors like momentum. It doesn't factor in defense. It doesn't factor in whether you're good at conversion, getting short conversions, like 2-point conversions. Like, if 52% of the time you'll make a 2-point conversion, that's generally speaking, but it doesn't factor any game flow. So I just didn't like it there. I don't typically like it anyway. I'd rather them get the touchdown, kick the extra point, keep the momentum. And if you want to go for the win, do it the second time. Do it the second time, not the first.
That would make more sense.
Right.
Because then you're like, if you don't like what you just said, you don't make it. Now you're in a hole. Now you have to do it the second time. You have to, or else, because you can't kick an extra point because you blew it. So it's just, it sucks, man. Like I don't know what I don't know who called that call. Was that Bowles?
Yeah, I think Bowles called it. Yeah.
See, this is why. I don't know. I think the Bucs should move on from him.
Well, it's hard to say though, because I felt like the Bucs overachieved this year. So it's like, is he getting the best out of the talent he has? Look at Baker, how good he was this year. Like he seems to find something. I think it was just a bad decision, but I think it's not just him. Other coaches are doing this too. It's becoming a pattern in the NFL, and I don't understand why teams are like, hey. Effect. Well, yeah, but why the first two? Yeah. It's like, if you're down 14 points, go for two the first touchdown. It's like, no, that doesn't make sense. You can't just blanket statement.
Why just take the field goal, kick it out, take the extra point out, and make everybody force going for 2.
Yeah, that's one thing you could do. I don't know about
that would be crazy.
It'd be crazy. I think it'd be a little bit more interesting, but I just think like. It's so funny them justifying it. So I think Enzo agrees with us. I think that's what's going on here. Yeah.
He's knocking my headphones out.
That's funny. Yeah, he's agreeing with us though. Yeah, it's dumb rule. Okay. Did you hear the Lions picked up Zach Ertz today?
Yes, I did. I just heard about that right before I got on. So.
Yeah, we'll see what happens there. So where do the Bucs go from here? You think they re-sign Baker?
Yeah, they should. Who else is? There's not a lot of good quarterbacks. The quarterback, like, unless you're Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or Lamar Jackson.
Yeah.
Those are the only 3 like star caliber quarterbacks. Although Jordan Love has turned into a star, though, I will say.
We'll talk about him in a second.
Yeah, we're gonna get into that, but I told you, Ryan, and I hate the Packers, but I told you, he's looked nice. He looked nice. He did that questionable play, but
we'll talk about that in a second. Yeah, I 100% agree with you. By the way, I think that's what
you got to re-sign Baker, though.
Yeah, and then find a way to re-sign Mike Evans as well. By the way,
absolutely.
I think that's
absolutely. Mike deserves his money.
Yeah, you can't just let that guy go. So
solid, yeah. But that's if Mike wants to leave, though. You think Mike wants to leave, or you think he'll He'll want to
I
restay.
think he'll want to stay. Don't because.
Hi, Megan. Welcome back to the living. No, I've been dead. I came back to life.
Yeah, I do think he'll want to stay. I don't know. Maybe I just think there's something to starting and finishing a career somewhere that not a lot of players do anymore. It's kind of unique if he could do that. And they're not too far away from being a competitive team as long as Baker continues to play at the level he played at. That makes sense.
Right.
So, that's my thought. Yeah.
No, Bucs should be Bucs just got to re-sign Mike and Baker, and I think that they brought it back.
Yeah, I agree. I think
because the NFC South is trash. So
correct, it is. You want to talk about the next game?
Yeah.
Okay, let's go to our next game. So this was the game you kind of referred to.
Thanks so much for watching this clip of the Box Score Sports podcast. I hope you guys enjoyed. If you haven't yet, please subscribe to our channel. Follow us on Instagram and Twitter or X. And we'll talk to you guys real soon. See ya.